No crisis in public health sector, says Tufton. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has defended the state of Jamaica's public health sector in the wake of claims by the opposition People's National Party (PNP) that the service is facing a major crisis. It is a term that tends to be used loosely in a hyperbolic way of description of undermining confidence in the system and discredit the professions who serve hundreds of thousands of patients each day, Tufton said during a tour of the 4 recently opened major operating theaters at Kingston Public Hospital on Friday. After being shuttered for 6 weeks, the operating theaters are again fully operational, and Tufton told journalists on the tour that procedures have resumed at KPH and a sense of normalcy is returning to Jamaica's oldest public hospital. We save lives every day, but we have challenges, Tufton admitted, as he pointed to the infrastructural issues at KPH. According to Tufton, the 240-plus years old Kingston Public Hospital plant, with outdated infrastructure, has suffered from decades of underinvestment. A new KPH, Tufton said, repeating a view he has frequently made. We're in an advanced stage of discussion regarding lands in and around the area. It's logically challenging, given the hospital's dense urban setting, but Cabinet is fully briefed and supportive, stated Tufton. The operating theaters were shut down for numerous reasons, including the failure of the air conditioning units and mold infestation. This sparked widespread concern and questions about the state of the country's public health sector, as KPH is the largest trauma facility in the island. Both the Southeast Regional Health Authority, which manages the facility, said extensive renovative work at a cost of $24 million was done at the operating theaters, including wall repairs, mold remediation treatment, the additional of equipment to the room, servicing of the air conditioning units, and replacement of defective doors. The restored theaters are among 10 in KPH, including some used jointly with the neighboring Victoria Jubilee Hospital. 3 additional theaters are still undergoing work. We had to share a facility at National Chest Hospital and Bustamante Hospital for Children while those were down. But now the KPH has resumed surgeries on site. Those facilities can return to their regular capacity, said Tufton, as he admitted that maintenance has been a persistent issue at KPH and called for an audit of the hospital's maintenance systems. We must be fit for purpose, even if we have to import them additional technical competencies. I have no apologies for it because lives depend on it, declared Tufton. He pointed to the ongoing $40 million US project at Spanish Town Hospital in St. Catherine and the under construction Western Children and Adolescent Hospital in Montego Bay, St. James, as examples of the government's commitment to upgrading health infrastructure. KPH won't be left out, added Tufton. Honest says it is never his intention to trick Jamaicans. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Honest says it has never been in his intention to trick Jamaicans. He made this statement at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Brookside Estate Housing Development in Spot Valley, St. James. Noting that Jamaica is in the promising season, Dr. Honest said there are some politicians who made commitments that cannot be fulfilled. Dr. Honest said he has always tried to avoid making promises that he cannot keep. He said it is his style to tell the unvarnished truth.
There are some politicians who are going to come to you knowing your frustration, knowing your disgruntlement, knowing your anger, and try to feed upon that frustration, feed upon that anger, and make promises that may sound good to you now, but cannot be fulfilled. They're going to make promises to you that may address your concern now, and you may even vote or change your vote as a result of it. But when it comes time to fulfill it, it can't be fulfilled. And then you become part of the disbelieving, frustrated voter who believes that politics can't change anything. In other words, this cycle of political apathy, this is what created it. In my lifetime as a political representative, I have tried my best, and I think I've done very well, to avoid making promises that cannot be kept. And if these promises If I've made and I can't keep them, rest assured that I have come to you and said, well, this can't be done again. Because there are things you come with ambition and aspirations, and it may not work. But I've never come to the people with an intention to trick them. In fact, what I have been accused of is that I've been too frank, that I've told the people what the unvarnished truth was, and some persons didn't like it. And that has always been my style, to tell you what the unvarnished situation is.
Charles Jr. urged people to become ambassadors of Social Pension Program. Minister of Labor and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. is urging people to become ambassadors of the Social Pension Program. The program was conceptualized by the government to target assistance to seniors over the age of 75 who are without a pension or any financial support and who are not on the Program of Advance through Health and Education path. During a tour of the ministry's satellite office located at the Castleton Health Center in St. Mary, the minister encouraged persons to spread awareness about the program and recommend prospective beneficiaries. Meantime, he noted that his visit was aimed at assessing the operations and effectiveness of the office. The satellite office provided critical social security services to residents in surrounding communities through several of the ministry's programs, including PATH, the National Insurance Scheme, Social Pension Program, and Public Assistance Services. These offices became operational at the end of 2023-2024 financial year, with 26 satellite offices in operation across 7 parishes. Mr. Charles said he is very pleased with the operations at the facility in St. Mary.
If you know anyone over the age of 75 who has not signed up for social pension or who needs help and is not getting any benefit from PATH or any other pension instrument, please let them go to our offices and be assessed, and hopefully they can sign up and get the benefit. Social pension is one of our new offerings, and it is something which is another part of the effort to strengthen the social security framework in Jamaica. We are operating at the same time that the health center is operating, effectively representing the coordination across government in providing an extended range of services to residents. So I was very pleased to see the operations, to observe our social workers, our community liaison officers, to get an opportunity to speak to clients, to hear from their perspective how they felt about the operation and that the increased access was helping them.
Opposition wants finding of dead crocodiles probe made public. Opposition spokesperson on Environment and Ecological Heritage, Senator Sophia Fraser-Binns, said the results of the investigation into the deaths of adult crocodiles at the Greater Portmore sewage ponds in St. Catherine should be made public. It is important that the findings be shared so we can understand exactly what caused this and how it can be prevented in the future, Fraser-Binns noted to the media, in which she called for an urgent investigation into the incident. However, Minister responsible for the environment, Mattis Samodo, had already announced that he has commissioned an urgent multi-agency investigation into the matter. Samodo said the government was committed to uncovering the cause and implementing immediate corrective measures. In her statement on Friday, Fraser-Binns said, "This incident raises serious questions about the management of the area, and I am calling for a thorough investigation, not only to determine what went wrong, but to establish whether there was any breakdown in mechanical or other systems and processes." She also reminded the public that the American crocodile is a protected species under the Wildlife Protection Act, and harming or killing them is a criminal offense. I urge residents and stakeholders to report incidents involving crocodiles directly to NEPA or the relevant authorities. These animals are part of our ecological heritage and must be treated with respect and care. Fraser-Binns emphasized that in the face of climate change and rapid development, proper stewardship of Jamaica's environment and wildlife is not optional, it is essential. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.